Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. It is February 9th, and right now we're looking at the Orange County Doppler radar. You can see Oceanside and Carlsbad. Check out this cell here that moved from north to south. Had some nice rotation with it as well. Would not be surprised to hear that produced a water spout, maybe a lightning strike or some small hail. It is now starting to weaken here and will eventually join back up with that westerly flow onto the coastline here. But these showers have been piling up across some of the higher terrain, especially even some of the coastal areas. We just have not had that chance to dry out for some areas yet. But that should be coming as we move into tomorrow morning, at least for much of California. And then we turn our eyes to the extended forecast. It looks like the jet extension is going to come across the Pacific Ocean, potentially stormier period as we move through the mid and later portion of February. We'll dive into those details as we go through the video here this morning. Now, taking a look at a wider look at things here, there's the state of California. We're about 925 millibars, which is about 2,500 feet above the surface. And you can see the northwest wind here kind of moving down the coastline. And so we pick the winds up a bit here as we go through tonight, this evening and tonight across the higher terrain. And you can see the inside slider coming as well. And it also kicks some of the winds off across the desert, some gusty northerly winds. We even turn things offshore here for a period as we go through tomorrow all the way on into Sunday morning across Southern California. And again, you'll see the gusty winds across the Inland Empire, western Arizona, and some of southern Nevada, all the way on in through Sunday. And then we turn our eyes to the Pacific Ocean. But first, let's look at the HRRR, the High Resolution Rapid Refresh. We still have that ongoing precipitation across Southern California, and you can see it spinning and bobbing and weaving as we go through the day today, finally wrapping up probably sometime tomorrow morning. But we have the inside slider coming as well. And this could drop a couple inches across some areas, especially east slopes of the Sierra Nevada. Thunderstorm potential with that as well, as you can see the upper level low kind of spinning here across Arizona, eventually on into New Mexico here as we go on into Sunday morning. But you can see we finally dry out here by the time we get on in towards what is this Saturday, sometime on the day Saturday. Now, taking a look at the day one thunderstorm outlook, it does include portions of southeast California, southern Nevada, western Arizona, and some portions of southwest Utah as well. And this continues on in through tomorrow. This will be Saturday into Sunday morning for Arizona and New Mexico. Now, looking at the daily 2-meter max temperature, it's been pretty chilly. You've been caught up in this north and this northwest flow, and there's been some frost advisories and whatnot across some of the Bay Area as well. So you don't need me to tell you it's been kind of chilly across some of Northern California, the higher terrain, even into Southern California, relatively cool. And then we move on into tomorrow. There's Sunday. There's Monday. You see the gradual warm-up occurring Tuesday, probably peaking some point on Wednesday or Thursday before the storm systems try to start get ramped back up into the west coast of North America here. So we'll look at that here in a few minutes. But, frost advisory Friday morning. I don't think you have to worry about pipes or anything like that, but sensitive plants and pets, and watch out for the people out there that might be most exposed to some of these cooler temperatures here. It's been pretty chilly here in this northwest flow. And this is Los Angeles. Still some high surf advisories out there, some beach hazard statements for some rip current action. And we got a wind advisory for some of the gusty northerly winds that are going to be coming down as well. Now, taking a look at the rainfall through tonight, and again, could add a few tenths of an inch here across some of the higher terrain, especially across the peninsular ranges off to the east of San Diego. I mean, even San Diego could get another quarter of an inch of rain with some of the shower activity. And this is this afternoon through Saturday morning. This is that inside slider bringing some precipitation chances with it. And again, a thunderstorm threat, some snow for the higher terrain also. And it says traveling through I-15 tonight, be alert, light snow/ice at Mountain Pass. So great stuff here from the National Weather Service, Las Vegas. This goes noon today to 10 a.m. Saturday morning. This is for Phoenix, Arizona, and you can see some of the higher terrain, especially about 5,000 feet, could accumulate 1 to 4 more inches of snowfall and generally light precipitation amounts overall. This is for Flagstaff. You can see 5,000 feet. Look at that, 3 to 6 inches, 3,500 to 5,000 feet, 1 to 3. So heads up for that. This goes through Saturday. Now, this is looking at the precipitation totals. You'll see in the last 24 hours, we just kind of continue some of this light rainfall, maybe even moderate at times. As you can see, some of the coastal areas still getting up over a half an inch in the last 24 hours, some of the higher terrain. The good news is by Saturday morning, this should be wrapping up because we need to dry out here. If we start getting some stronger storms back in here, what can happen with the flooding concerns and the debris and mud flows. And if you want a nice, affordable home weather station, click on the link down below to save 10% off. Highly recommend this station. Got a great ultrasonic anemometer. It's got solar powered, no batteries, all wireless. Put your data in the cloud for you automatically. And the smartphone app is really great with this one as well. You can do zoomable graphs. It's got 3-second updates always coming across to you. So very fun weather station. Highly recommend. Now, let's look at the 6 to 10 day and 8 to 14 day before we look at the weather models, because you can see the above average signal increasing for the state of California and some of the Southwest, and the 8 to 14 day, no exception there also. And might have been seeing some of this on social media, the experimental product, risk heavy precipitation. Look at this. They put high for virtually all the entire state of California, February 17th through the 19th. And we still have a big deal of uncertainty on how these storm systems are going to unfold. I'll show you a little bit on that here in a moment. And the risk heavy snow, look at that. They got a high for the Sierra Nevada, the Cascades, and coastal range, a little bit there as well. And again, this is as we go through the mid and later portion of February upcoming. Also, why not throw that risk of high wind in there as well. Now, taking a look at the GFS ensemble mean, you can see the inside slider here dropping down, and that's the last of it. Then we get our break here. We get some ridging, and we get to relax for a bit and clean up. And then you see the jet extensions start to emerge, and this GFS is hot off the presses here this morning's run. And look at that nasty jet stream start to get pointed right back down south of Southern California, ripping across north of the Hawaiian Islands there. So, yeah, looks like the storm track is going to take aim in some form at the state of California. We still don't know just how strong some of these systems are going to be. Are they going to be run-of-the-mill systems? Are they going to be huge, potent atmospheric rivers, big low-pressure centers trying to spin up some windstorms across the state? We're just not quite sure just yet at this time frame. But you can see the jet stream remains active all the way in through the February 22nd timeframe, which is about where the GFS wrapped up. It's running as we speak right now. This is looking at the European ensemble mean. Wider view, here's Japan to the left side there. There's bottom center Hawaiian Islands. There's California, and our inside slider swings through. This is last night's run. And then you can see a little bit of ridging here as we get our break, but you can see that the next jet extension is clearly on its way. This is the most recent European model run, and really the models have been extremely consistent with this jet extension moving across. So some form of storm activity likely to be incoming. We don't know if they're going to be strong or weak yet at this point. Looking at the European ensemble mean, closer view of things here. There's the Hawaiian Islands to the bottom left. There's the state of California. Put that into motion. There goes our inside slider there. Then we get the ridging, a little bit of a break here. And then we try to bring some precip back already Tuesday morning, maybe for Northern California, maybe even clipping some of the Bay Area. Then we get kind of this decaying front, mainly Central and Northern California with that. Not looking at huge amounts just quite yet, but then the jet extension starts to arrive, and it looks like some more powerful systems could be rolling in here as we go through later in the week and towards the following weekend. As you can see, it's got some of that atmospheric river look to it at times and kind of continues this precipitation on through the extended forecast and all the way towards the end of the run as well. So yeah, definitely something we want to keep our eye on here, folks. But we're trying not to get into too much detail just yet. We're just trying to look at the overall pattern of things. Now, we're looking at a really wide view here. You can see there's Australia, there's Tokyo, Honolulu, and here's San Francisco and Los Angeles. And if we put this into motion, this is the jet stream at about 30,000 feet, and you can clearly see where it is strongest coming off of the West Pacific here, and this is going to move across the Pacific Ocean. This is the European, and really good model agreement on that jet extension coming all the way, ripping across north of the Hawaiian Islands and pointing back at the west coast of North America. Again, we don't know individual storm details just yet. We're still looking quite a ways out. As you can see, this is Friday, February 16th there. So this is still a week out, and the storms would not be rolling in just yet. So still a lot to work out as far as individual detail. If we look at the GFS, hot off the presses, the 12Z, we pulled up a couple deterministic runs here. This one is from last night. There's a 6Z run. And like as always at this time frame, the deterministic models are going to be swinging back and forth and kind of showing different systems. You can see the initial storm here kind of brings some very light precipitation amounts in Northern California. And then we bring kind of a decaying frontal system. Again, another little round from Northern California. Then we start to get that jet extension rolling in here and maybe a more powerful frontal system here as we go towards, again, the end of next week and the next weekend there. And you can kind of see this last night's GFS still clears things out pretty quick. Then you got this low pressure right off the coastline. So you can see the big deterministic model to model discrepancy here with that. And then you can kind of see throwing some haymakers at us on both model runs there, just kind of a little bit different timing at times. And then will that continue on in through the future? Who knows? We're just trying to give a little bit of insight on what could possibly be coming. So I don't want to get caught up too much in the individual details just yet. So, but the storm track does look like it's going to be pointed. We just don't know, again, if those storms are going to be extremely strong atmospheric rivers or if they're going to be more run-of-the-mill frontal systems. We're not quite sure yet. We do not have clarity on that. So here's Mount Shasta. You can see the Sierra Nevada, kind of moderate, and you can see some high risk out there for avalanche danger across Utah, Colorado, even north of Flagstaff there as well. And I showed this the last couple of days. You can see we're just over the 25th percentile, probably moving into 30th something percentile for the entire state. So that's not bad. I mean, you can clearly see the progress we made with the last couple of rounds of storms, and hopefully we can continue that as we go through February. And the reservoirs everywhere are doing good. I mean, you can see they're all above historical average. San Luis, I guess this is not controlled. This is controlled by humans, actually, what goes into that reservoir there. So every single reservoir that is out there is basically historical average or above. So good to see that. And what else? So watch out. That inside slider might drop a couple thunderstorms down with it, but that should be the last of it. You can see that pivoting through Arizona as we go through tomorrow, and then finally New Mexico, and then we should get our break here across California. The persistent shower activity, man, across the Southern California area, just not giving much time to dry out for some of those regions. The good thing is San Diego didn't get hit quite as hard as the Los Angeles metro, even though some of these showers were around the Los Angeles metro this morning also. But anyway, so we'll do this again tomorrow. We'll continue to break things down. I'm probably going to do a La Nina video update here on either the Pacific Northwest channel or I'll post it here. Probably on that one because La Nina affects the Pacific Northwest usually a little bit more. But anyway, maybe you guys can join for that. I'll probably do that later on today at some point. Otherwise, we'll continue to watch that jet extension roll across. We'll try to get some clarity on what exactly is headed our way. We've got all kinds of potential. You got powerful low pressure systems, atmospheric rivers, or will they be more run-of-the-mill frontal systems that roll through here and kind of give us a break on some of that severe flooding? But anyway, we'll do this again tomorrow. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I will talk to you guys then.